It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú.
Thank you so much for joining me, and I apologize for starting late. It's been a busy day. So share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them Maiyegun today.
Wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism.
I have just one suit. This is my only suit. I only wear wear it on a very special occasion. Today, I got a special invite from the Biafrans in the UK who assembled in Edinburgh in Scotland. So I got invited. So I quickly look out for my suit. And then that's why.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Now play, now joke, yo. Somebody cannot play with you. That's exactly the reversal coming from Collusion Presidiot Collusion. Share this broadcast.
Yeah.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presidiot bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Gómìnà kówó jẹ.
I know my suit look white, but it's not white, it's gray. Thanks for the advice.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùnràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
In case if you have forgotten, today, the 30th of May, 2023, marks the beginning of the presidential election tribunal, petition tribunal, which means how long, if Kolu is going to be your president for 4 years, or if he's just going to be the first president of Nigeria that will be kicked out by courts. The journey towards that has begun. Share this broadcast. Thank you. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Now, in order for this conversation to hit home properly, I'm going to advise you, just for the last time. If you haven't done that, fine. Apart from tagging your friends and not so friendly friends, please, if you have the following people on your social media handle, WhatsApp and the rest, copy the link of this broadcast from wherever you are watching from, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Copy the link and send it to them. The following people: the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Didenis, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ngoziaris, the Unekaharis, the sophisticated morons, ombud slaves, Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, those you know as political crumb eaters, crumb chasers, ass lickers, all risers that you know of, all the Sai barbarians, all their clan entirely. Copy the link, intentionally send it to them. What you had the last time with Bokwari, a lot of people called it Shege. And now, others are now saying, what you are about to face is Shege Bansa. I know it's not something good. I know Bansa and Shege, combining them together means something really, really not good. But in order for you to enjoy, even though it's not really to enjoy anyway, but at least, in order for you to enjoy your moments with Maiyegun tonight, the journey towards the chaos that is about to befall Nigeria, the trial and error that is about to face millions of people, the economy and the rest of what have you in Nigeria that is about to take it. You were pre-warned, put it that way. And as you probably should have observed right now, the blame game have already started. Yesterday, Kolu made a pronouncement. But before yesterday, he did tell you that he will hit the road. I've been at the ground, I've been at the floor running from day one. Now, this is where we're going to start from. Then we get to where we are now. Just few weeks ago.
In the first 100 to 200 days in office, what should citizens expect to see if you're elected as president, sir?
Day one, hit the ground running. Day two, continue running. Day three, don't rest.
No matter how long you protest, we are going to remove subsidy. That is the truth. That is the truth. Unless you don't, and I'm going to win this election.
He pre-warned you. Now, let me explain this subsidy to you so that at least you understand it and the ripple effect of it, the fraud behind it, And then you can then possibly, maybe, quickly agree that Nigeria is fucked. Kinimowi, did you hear that? By the time I finish explaining this subsidy thing to you and the fraud around it, in just a few minutes, you kind of easily conclude that Nigeria is what? Fucked. Sorry if you have a kids around. You can, I'm going to use fluffed next time, okay? When I say Nigeria is fluffed, you know what I mean, Abi? In case if you have kids around. Subsidy is what the government of Nigeria pay on PMS. That is a petrol. Because Nigeria has one of the biggest oil producers in the world, is also the only country, oil producing country in the world, that doesn't refine its own crude. The only one that produces crude oil and then imports refined products. So it is an avenue opened for political, sort of the political boys, job for the boys. But they became so greedy. Now, what were they doing? The slots to bring petrol to Nigeria and all those stuff, right? Now, when you hear the word subsidy, subsidy just simply means subsidizing something in order to reduce the cost of it. Put it this way. Nigeria government is paying subsidy on so many things. Majority of them, luxury stuff that serves the interest of the same elite. But in all the subsidy Nigeria is paying, for example, they pay dollar subsidy for some people. They say, oh, go and import so and so. So instead of you to buy your own dollar for so price, they will subsidize it for you. For example, 500 naira to $1 for everyone. Or when it's subsidized for you in particular, you can get it for 100 naira to $1. So do you see that difference? 400 naira. That is the subsidy. So the government will say, we will pay that difference. Go over there and pay 100 naira per dollar. Once they give you that paper, you just walk to the central bank. They will give you that dollar, any amount you want at that rate. That's subsidy. But it's limited to some certain people and businesses in Nigeria. Sure you get? Now, paying subsidy on petrol is an avenue, like I said, for the government to say, hey, guys, a liter of petrol, according to these marketers, is going to be 700 naira per liter. But we have subsidized it. We will be paying 500 naira on your behalf, so that the marketers will be paid the 500 naira difference. So every time you go to filling station and they sell a liter of petrol to you for 200 naira. So every liter you buy, government of Nigeria has paid the difference. So I use that example because that is what is about to hit you. That's what has already hit Nigeria now. So what they have done is that they became so greedy. They started falsifying figures as usual. You know, when they need one single piece of red cloth. But by the time it is Nigeria, they will write this piece of cloth, which is $1 per one. When it gets to Nigeria, they need just 5. So with $5 budgeted for red cloth. No, in Nigeria, this red cloth will come in as first $100. That's times 100 of its price. Now they needed just 5, Abi. The budget will come out with, they need 5,000 of it. So by the time the budget that will come out for red cloth, ordinary piece of cloth, by the time the budget will come out, you'll be seeing $1.8 million or 5 billion naira, 7 billion, 50 billion. Do you get that? So this is exactly what happened to the subsidy. Who is paying subsidy? The NNPC of Nigeria. NNPC is in charge of taking the oil royalty from the oil companies that are extracting your crude oil. So when they do that and they give them their share, it goes to the NNPC. mostly in dollars. Now, when these criminals came in, the highest Nigeria paid for subsidy in a single year was 750 billion naira. But the moment these criminals came in, at first, they first put in June 2015, they put in a supplementary budget of 600 billion naira to pay for subsidy in 2015, just for 6 or 7 months. That was the beginning. Afterward, they started increasing the figure. And the more you increase the figure, for example, if you say, oh, the landing cost right now is 700 naira. Because of the fraud, the new fraudulent thing they opened up, right? They will just take in the whole quotation, and they will pay them. Because once they pay them, they take the kickback within the NNPC. Well, they issue the licenses of importation to these guys anyway. You don't pick that from the street. You don't walk in and say, I want to be importing refined petrol to Nigeria. You don't get that just like that. You know that. So they are their boys. So the whole kickback then started from increasing the numbers of how much liter of petrol Nigerians are using, how many cars, how many engines, how many of Nigerian system running on the petrol. So what happened next? They snowballed it. Nigeria now became broke. How did Nigeria become broke? They opened up another verse of crude oil stealing. They called it, what they call that thing again? You remember? As these criminals came in, 700,000 barrels of Nigeria crude oil is lost to oil theft. And listen, thousands of crude oil, hundreds of thousands of crude oil, or barrels of crude oil, that will require a massive vessel to load, and it will take weeks to actually load it up. They can't be stealing that from you every day without the government noticing. So like a magic, the Nigeria revenue from crude oil sale also dwindled. So as Nigeria crude oil sale dwindled, money from selling crude oil dwindled, reduced drastically, the money Nigeria is spending on subsidy increased exponentially. Today, Nigeria, according to this criminal, Nigeria is spending 400 billion naira every month. Nigeria will be spending over 5 trillion naira on subsidy every year. So it's unsustainable. You know why? Nigeria has no money. So things got so bad, right? Every time the NNPC gets paid, the money from crude oil sale, they will just pay the oil marketers. And there will be no money to share. Do you remember the time a space of almost 4 years that they said NNPC in Nigeria remitted zero? Like they didn't sell any crude oil at all for 5 years under Buhari. It's because any amount that they got from that little sale, they just hand them over to their boys. Now that's what they have done. So now it now got so bad that the money from crude oil sale and all of that could no longer cover subsidy. I mean, like I said, they've grown so greedy. Nigeria started borrowing money to pay for subsidy. Nigeria will write budgets, and Nigeria will say they are borrowing so money, this particular one for subsidy. Nigeria internally generated revenue dwindled so much that Nigeria became so indebted that 98% of Nigeria total revenue every year goes into repayment or servicing of a debt. So they opened this bottomless hole of subsidy that they once called was a scam. Meanwhile, Nigerians continue to pay. Now Nigerians pay almost a triple of what they used to pay before these criminals come in. So when Kolu was on that stage and he said, subsidy is gone, Here is the problem. When they say subsidy is gone, and sometimes some of you feel like, but if they stop paying subsidy, that 5 trillion, they can put it towards, there is no 5 trillion. That's the problem. Whether they keep subsidy or they remove subsidy, Nigeria is flushed. There is no 5 million to divide to anything. It has gotten so bad that the last 2 years, Buhari's government, they were borrowing money to pay for subsidy. So every time you went to that filling station, according to Buhari, they were paying over 400 naira. On your behalf, you go station now, you buy 5 liters of petrol. 1,000 naira, 200 naira per liter. You are angry. This country. But to Buhari and his friends, they have paid 400 times 5, 2,000. So you paid 1,000, but they have paid almost 2,000 on your behalf, according to them. So there is no money being paid. They just put Nigeria on auction. Here you get. And all they have been doing is marketing this contraption to anybody who is ready to part with money or anything. That's what they have made Nigeria. So they will just turn it and say, look at it, it's beautiful from this side. Say, how much? 3 billion. What do you want to use the 3 billion for? We want to build a rail line to Maradi in Niger Republic. So what are you going to give us? What are we going to get in return? Anything you want. Look at us now. This is Nigeria. Look at it. Don't look at this side. That side is bad. Look at this side. That's exactly what they have been doing. There is no money. You got that? Auntie Tinubu knows that. 2 nights ago. Yeah? 2 nights ago. Or should I say 2 days ago? We saw those who were singing, on your mandate, we shall stand on your mandate. They didn't bargain for this. Because you see the effect of that subsidy? Now, the fraud, should I put it this way? There is nobody they are actually paying any subsidy to, per se. If they come clean and cut out all of the, all the dubious increase, you will realize that Nigeria is not paying any subsidy anymore. Here you get. If you walk straight into any filling station and you are paying 200 naira, 180 naira, 300 naira, or whatever price you come across, these are the prices from those who are bringing the... Okay. Now, if that argument is somehow kind of confusing, right? Let's go the other route. Kalu knows that the moment you say something about petroleum in Nigeria without preparing for the effects of what the announcement is going to be, as those who are in charge of your government are greedy, corrupt, and selfish, so are those oil marketers who have found their kind of, happiness, comfort in a corrupt system like that of Nigeria, where they could collude in robbing every one of you, including if businesses have to die. So Kalu, that was to hit the ground running day one, didn't consider what it meant for those who probably should still be in celebration mood. The new government and this, to be gisting about it and be hoping, like they are saying, renewed hope. That same day that Kano made this statement, no provision for it. Subsidy is gone. Buhari budgeted 5 trillion naira for subsidy in 2023 budget that National Assembly, Robert Stamp Lawan, approved. So what happened to the 2023 budget of 20.5 trillion or so? Okay. Now, after making these statements, we're going to go and see what happened.
Subsidy. Unfortunate. The budget that I've glimpsed before I assume office and what I've heard is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy. The fuel subsidy is gone. Subsidy can no longer justify an ever increasing cost and the wake of dry resources. We shall instead channel whatever to fund.
There was no consultation, there was no conversation, there was no pre-warning. Even Buhari tried all tricks. He went on to go and borrow $800 million from the World Bank that they said they wanted to share to all of you so that by the 1st of June, subsidy will be gone. And you can walk into a filling station. A liter of petrol will be from 600 naira upward, 700, 1,000. It could be any. And others said the more people bring in their own product into Nigeria, the price will begin to crash. Because when nobody is paying any subsidy, initially, they were clapping that Dangote refinery, another GBT, that it won't take time before you will see what they have done to you. Oh dear, you will find out. Oh, body go tell everybody. Right now, there is no filling station where once you show them your APC, membership card, they will say, a lot of you are very used to suffering and smiling. Oh, it's just that it's so unfortunate that Olori Bruku Tonkoshi Bero. Now, you kind of won't be the only people that will have to face this. Like you will say, we need to sacrifice. Yes, subsidy must be gone. This and that and all of that. It's going to be gone. But you are all being treated same way, which means unnotified, no preparation, no support. Businesses will take it. A lot of you will lose your, a lot of you will lose your jobs this time around too. Abi, God will provide another job. Amen. I say amen to that for you. But are you really prepared for what is coming? Maybe not, maybe not. So, immediately after that statement, down the greedy, selfish, corrupt oil marketers in Nigeria, they switched their prices up. How is that? I mean, let's even say, currently, let's say Nigeria has removed subsidy, okay, and without notifying anybody or preparing nothing for anybody. Do you know that if the words of NNPC and those criminals were to be taken serious, Nigeria have currently they currently have oil supply that can last Nigeria for another 6 months. Are you listening? They said Nigeria has about, I don't know the number of the liters, but millions of liters of petrol imported already inside Nigeria. That if Nigeria doesn't import anything to Nigeria for the next 6 months, there should never be any fuel scarcity. But you know the greed, when the system is corrupt, every component of it will be corrupt too. And that is the problem, that we then have to endanger the lives, the living, the businesses of millions of you. Do you understand? So because if it is not corruption, in my own belief, every liter of petrol that is currently in Nigeria, at least they did not import another petrol overnight now. Sure, you get filling stations that have their own petrol right now. Yesterday, they have their petrol. Oh, they were selling it 180, 167, 187. Then Tinubu made that announcement in his speech, subsidy is gone, which means they won't pay again. But every fuel in Nigeria right now is believed to have been subsidized. At least when you import fuel to Nigeria, you have to declare it to the federal government of Nigeria. The amount you imported, how much it costs you, then they will then pay you the difference. Then that is you. Then you can take your fuel into Nigeria, into your filling stations, and start selling at the agreed price with the government. Abi? So how come, because of the announcement, they switch on? I'm not joking, oh. Take a look at this. Nigeria is unbelievable. See, in the midst of us trying to remind these people that elections have consequences, we must point these things out too. The inhumanity to the man's inhumanity to man. If Tinubu is irresponsible, of course, like Buhari, the common sense thing is that at least the fuel that are still in Nigeria right now have been paid for. According, you know, they borrowed money to pay for it too. And the difference, according to what I've been told, is over 400 naira per liter. So every liter of fuel you see in every filling station in Nigeria has been paid for, has been subsidized. So it is a crime to change your price overnight. But it's not new. That's what they do for Nigeria. It's not new, but it is a criminal act. Because are they going to refund back to Nigeria the subsidy they got paid? I mean, they were supposed to actually be the one to say, well, you know what? Based on the announcement of the federal government of Nigeria, the price of petroleum in our filling stations across Nigeria will increase. I mean, at the end of once we finish selling all the supplies we have right now, our prices will change, and we will let our customers know what the new prices will be. Is that not the responsible thing that businesses should do? But Nigeria is a contraption. Dog eat dog. And it is always an opportunity to chance themselves. And it's so sad, yeah, that's exactly what the entire system is all about. And you, the Nigerians, trapped within it. And it becomes what? A rat race. That's exactly what Nigeria has made many of you. They made life a rat race for you. And guess those who run a rat race? Rats. That's exactly what they have made Nigerians. Rats. In their own country. Everyone is like, then it will now take the intervention of threats. We are going to lock your station. We are going to, at the end of the day, people will just have to live with it. A lawless place where anything goes, unfortunately. I mean, but look at it today. Everybody is out there, 600 naira per liter, 350 naira per liter. Those who bought DSS for 350 naira, 350 naira per liter, they are happy because when they heard that others are paying 600 naira per liter. So today, hey, I thank God, oh, at least me, I still buy them for 350. I have already bought 50 liters. I've kept 50 liters for myself so that before everything, he's happy. So he's not that concerned. The one that paid 600 naira, by the time he heard that another person paid 800 naira, that one will be like, man, I still thank God, oh, for my area. Now 650 with the buy them, for instead of them to see what they have done to you, they are going to learn how to get used to it. And that is why Collusion said, if you like protest, we will remove it. And everybody will form the line. As usual, see them catching cruise already.
Fellow Nigerians, we are still celebrating our new president. Today is the first day in office. As you can see, Nigerians are gathered in the filling station to celebrate our new president. We are celebrating. Don't manner. We are queuing to buy fuel because we are celebrating. You know, we like to queue. This is our hobby. We love to queue, and we are enjoying it. We are. You can see the cars. First day in office, we are celebrating.
I told you, they're already catching cruise. By the time you ask them how much they are buying the fuel there, they're happy that they're actually seeing it. And they're going to get used to that. I'm still coming to that of Dangote because you need to understand the fraud too. I've done something on that before. This is the moment you are going to understand it better. Here you get. They will adjust. So immediately that happened, there are queues, traffic here and there, where people are trying to figure it out. Yesterday was public holiday. Today, people were supposed to go back to their works and businesses. And they woke up, they went to bed with that. What will happen tomorrow? What are they saying? What's going to happen now? Is it that we are going to, they have no clue? And it was like that on the road, on the street. Let me see if I still have that one here. Check this one. So expectedly, transportation fare skyrocketed. The journey of 1,000 naira in this worst thing that people have been going through before yesterday, that they are already kind of, suffering from 22.7% inflation. That thing jumped to 270% inflation in their lives in minutes. The journey of 1,000 naira is now going to be around the 4,000 naira, 5,000 naira. Nothing else changes other than this. Nothing else changes. Even the insensitivity of APC, remains. Nothing changes. Nothing shows that, you don't get Bulaba, Balabulu, and something kind of different. Life is still hard. Imagine a day after your new government coming in, and this is your life. That's for those who finally got a downfall after hours of waiting without any. So life kind of feels like it is not a renewed hope. It is a renewed suffering. Shege Banza. Shege Banza. Sad, isn't it? Now, NNPC is out to do their normal human job. We are on it. We are working on it. We'll make sure that, no. Now, you know what they are saying? We are going to go after any filling station that sells a liter of petrol more than 210 naira. when did you announce 210 naira? I mean, hello? I thought it was like officially 167 naira. No? Somebody said, Maiyegun lato jowo. Since when? 167k. Since when, Maiyegun? Really? I didn't know that you've been moved to 210 naira. How come I didn't know that? Anyway, here is what the NNPC is saying. In case if you don't understand it in English.
We welcome the decision of Mr. President to announce that subsidy on PMS is over. And this has really been a major challenge for NNPC's continued operation. We have been funding the subsidy from the cash flow of the NNPC since government is unable to defray the cost of subsidy that is due to the corporation. And we believe that this will free resources for the NNPC to continue to do the great works that this company will do for our country, and it allows us to continue to function as a very commercial entity. And we welcome this development. Secondly, we would like to assure Nigerians that we have sufficient supply of petroleum products, particularly petroleum motor spirit, in our country, and there is no reason to panic. We understand people will be scared of potential changes to price of petrol, but that is not enough for people to rush to fuel stations to buy more than what they need. But we are also assured that, we are watching all the distribution networks and support facility. I would believe that normalcy will be restored very soon.
That's it. But that's you. It's simple. It's like somebody giving you middle finger. Now let me tell you the background of the new NNPC. In case a lot of you, the older folks, you still have that picture of the old NNPC in your head. The Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, the NNPC. Nah. That Buhari they've changed that. They have privatized NNPC. They privatized a national regulatory body, the body that should be in charge of the oil industry in Nigeria, regulating and making sure that the best practices are being put in place. Today, they now appear as like NNPC, Northern People's Corporation. So they've sold shares that people are now buying shares to join NNPC Corporation. Now, the same NNPC that has been privatized is still the one selling Nigeria crude oil, collecting the money on behalf of Nigeria, the constitutional role that is actually given to it before Buhari privatized it. So, you're on your own. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. You will be on your own, because according to me, it's saying that Mr. President announced something doesn't mean that the marketers should now increase the price and all of that. We are going to make sure that we, blah, 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 story. So I think when people started react, hang on. That's just that, because, that's not that, The increase in that petroleum price, at first, their announcement already sent the usual reactionary wave down to the rest of Nigeria. Some fuel stations, oil companies, they were already closing shops, pretending that they have no single oil, which is going to increase scarcity, as well as queues. Those who opened their doors have increased the prices. Somehow, the old, the old system is already choking. Now, the everyday life has already been automatically affected. So, as the price of petroleum is changing, even if it's on speculation, the price of your commodities, food, and other things are going to take a serious batch too. And this is why they said there will be so many things to consider. Dangote refinery is expected to come alive and produce its first petrol by the end of July. Not even June, no, end of July. So you are being prepared when Dangote will now come as the savior with 500 naira per liter petrol. By then, you probably would have been hovering between 500, 800, 700, and it will just come in as your hero and give it to you at a price that will sound like, remember, there is no subsidy. I don't think so. You will even pay more with that of Dangote. And I think that is where what I had in my mind when I was watching Collusion yesterday came back again. I'll tell you. Collusion knows that Nigerians are so poor. A lot of you don't understand when they say Nigerians are poor. Nigerians have gotten to a stage that, listen to this, they say only 3.8 million Nigerians have the capacity to spend $10 a whole day. You'll be rich man. If every day, probably you pay for this, you pay for that. How much is $10? That should be 7,000 naira. Abi? So if you are spending 7,000 naira every day, it simply means you have at least $300. So if you multiply all of that, that's like you have 22,000 naira or 20,000 naira in a month. No, I'm gonna 200,000 rather. 200,000 naira in a month. Only 3.8 million Nigerians can actually live like that. And that includes your billionaires, your multimillionaires, your politicians, your pastorpreneurs, and then your sheikh and the rest of them. But guess where the rest of us are, who cannot afford that $10, 7,000 naira every day expenses. We are in the majority. Remove 4 million. 4 million. Remove 4 million from 210 million. 205 million Nigerians cannot afford $10 a day. You can begin to cut it down, no. Now, when you now look at the existence of 22.7% inflation as official, then you understand that Nigerians are poor. Nigerians can't pay for electricity. Nigeria can't pay for a lot of things because they have been made poorer. That is the number. And that should scare you in this, what do you call it? So they started asking people to be nice. They started asking the oil marketers to be nice. Again, you are on your own. Sanwo-Iku came out earlier to say this, just so you know.
Well, on cues, I think it's too early in the day for people to begin to second guess our new president. You know, this was a pronouncement, and I think it's unfair on all of our, major marketers to want to begin, to seize, opportunity in areas where it's not. I mean, we all need to be sincere in this country. If we really want to get things done, let us know that, yes, we might need to belt up a little bit, but it's really so that we have a better life down the line. There's nothing that has changed in our pronouncement that will have caused, But hey, I'm sure the federal government that we have will be able to rise up to it and be able to deal with it. So I want to encourage everyone to be law-abiding, to go about their normal business, and things will certainly turn out for us.
You go about your normal business when you can't even drive yourself to anywhere. So what that simply means again is you are on your own. You are. However, Collusion then came out today. Somebody said, have you seen him? Maiyegun, have you seen Collusion today? Don't say that he came out. I said he came out today. I'll show you. Don't rush. So for those of us who have been here for almost an hour now, can I ask you for a favor? A quick one. Right. So take a moment and leave that comment section, right? and go under this broadcast and just like it. You see it under. It's like that. So, for example, we are currently over 3,000 of us on YouTube, over 400 of us on Facebook, and quite a handful number of us elsewhere too. So if all of us on YouTube enough decide to drop your offering, which is like that broadcast, it will give it what you call the spread that it needs. If you are enjoying this, you can share it and let others see it too by liking it. So thank you. Now, I saw Kolu today. I'll show you. So they said day one. It didn't run or it's ground running. His pronouncement has already sent many of you on long trekking. And there are other things that are also going to follow. So when he came out today, it's gotten a new videographer and all that. So now I'll show you. When they said Kolu resumed office day one. Check him out. Or there is a place you see him clearly. If that's okay. And that moment was this. Few seconds. Yeah, that was him there in the asshole rock. And that was when he said, money. How many of you are fans of Benga Deboye? Itubaba ita. Laisi Abeshukmile. Especially Laisi Abeshukmile. Mo ní ìwọ tó ṣe mo ní ìwọ eégún yìí ọ̀run ló ti lọ bá àgọ́ rẹ̀. Mo ní ẹ̀yin mo ní ìwọ eégún yìí òní àbọ̀là òun ló jáde láyé àbí. Then ẹ̀yin ọlọ́kọ̀ rẹ̀ mo ní ẹ̀ ń ṣunú. Gbẹ̀ngà dé Gbẹ̀ngà òwúyẹ́ aṣòro sọ bí ọ̀rọ̀ òwúyẹ́ aṣòro sọ bí ọ̀rọ̀. Sórí ìdí tí mo sọ pé ó ń ṣunú àfi pàràpò pù kí ni bàbá pù èmi ni òróǹro ìfun ẹ̀dọ̀ ṣàkì bí wọ́n ṣe ya gbogbo rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀rí gèlètè mo ní èmi máa ń ṣe é mà ní. Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. It is one very lovely, amazing late comedian, Gbenga Adeboye. There is a particular rendition for a man that whatever he said will happen. Laisi Abeshukmile was his name. If he said it should rain, it will rain. If he says you should go and die, you will die. It was like kind of comedic rendition. So an instance happened where Laisi Abeshukmile was walking home late and encountered the masquerade and those who are, sort of guiding the masquerade. Now, they had issue to the point that Laisi Abeshukmile got beaten. And he's one man that whatever he says will happen. So he now told, when they asked, it was like, he told one of them, he told the guards that, what is enshunu in English? Because I can't even say that in English, because that shunu is pretty much like you are stupid. But that shunu is more or less like you are sort of excreting your intestine. That's not what it means, but that's what Gbenga Adeboye turned it into. So by the time he told them that shunu, so they started sort of excreting everything inside them, all of their organs, like they want to poo-poo. So he now said, I was only joking, I didn't mean it, And they asked him, what then happened to them, Baba? I said they excreted all their intestine. You're asking me what happened to them after. They died now, but I was only joking. I didn't mean it. That's exactly what Tinubu did. Between last night and now, ladies and gentlemen, those who have been affected so far, now them go get story to tell. But Tinubu was only joking. Now play, they play. Say na play. Now, una don't know what your body tells you today. If you are in Nigeria, whether you are rich or you are not so rich, whether you get job or you don't get job, everybody, day one, you know how you feel for body. You are telling yourself that you have to be stronger. Any sound solid pot, we want chop pepper. Are you with me? In yansh go hot. You know what that means? You have to put a pot on a very hot plate. Even though the hotness is kind of uncomfortable, but the pot go to chop the soup before you. That was just some illustration that doesn't kind of fit well, especially if you know where your body they tell since the past 24 hours, whether you voted for APC or you no vote for APC. Are you with me? But they tell everybody. Even people will be say, now the smell of the shege bansa, they smell. People are now hallucinating, imagining what it's going to be like. Shege bansa. And now, they have started the journey of blackmailing you. If you never received the blackmail yet, you can wait for yours. They will deliver it to you soon. If you say, we told you, Shebi, we warned you, you will see Shege, this country, you will see what Nigeria will become. Then they start blackmailing you. That is it's not good. You may not like Tinubu. Me too, I don't like Tinubu. But, if you are wishing that Nigeria will not be good, Nigeria will not be good. Let us stop wishing that Tinubu is going to fail. If we all say that Tinubu is going to fail, then it's going to fail. And if Tinubu then fail, no be all of us go suffer. Now blackmail, no listen, no. Now nonsense, so. Anybody try that nonsense with you? If you get stone emoji, you should stone them. Ukwashetani. You know that Ashetan is stone. I don't know if that emoji day. Is there any emoji like a throwing stone emoji? Because sometimes when you use that slap emoji, it could be like say you dey wave. And that will not do well. Stone this now blackmail. Now Bobo. They want you to feel this. They will say, now because say you know support Tifnumbu, and you have been saying that he go fail, he go fail, he go fail. That is why Tifnumbu will fail. No be say because Tifnumbu is person where there's talk say, you know, people day house, but I mean, sorry, the lights day on, but person no day house. Dementia, kleptomaniac, selfish, self-centered kleptomaniac. They want you to pray for him. Pray. Let us pray. There are so many evil spirits, you know, even if Tifnumbu one, they are waiting there and talk be that for 8 years of Boko Haram, where would they die like flies? So that is why those who died under Boko Haram, those who ideology under Boko Haram, they are blaming them. Now, because most of them always said that Buhari will fail, Buhari will fail. That is why Nigeria is in problem. Let us stop that. In Sekaya 39, in Kerubu Suratul Fatiha of 90, all that thing. Now, Bobo, no, listen, no, because listen, if you don't like them, you have your reason, Abi. At the same time, it doesn't stop them from doing their job, Abi. But they don't get any other job than to ruin you, destroy you. That's what they are. Remember, APC came to steal, to destroy, and to kill. Don't let anybody preach to you otherwise. So they will tell you, hey, it's no good. Is it Tinubu that is telling the marketers to turn up their price? Is he APC that is saying that? Hey, man, don't let them blackmail you. When they do that, just say, oh, I blackmail me. Yo, I blackmail me. Because if I don't like them, what happened to those of you who like them? Your prayer na fake? Your love na fake? How come your love and care and all of that? How come that one no work for them? No people not push them? So they will blame, they will try to, they will have started though. It is called pushing blame. But they go tell everybody. They know they tell people. But they know they tell a person. Tell a person. They know they tell a person. Yeah, tell a person. They know they tell a person. But body go tell you yourself. You know, body go tell you. And it is not that somebody is wishing you anything. It is what you wish yourself that others are becoming a victim and becoming victims of. But as they talk, last, they don't cast. Now everybody go shop breakfast. Oh, everybody. Now this is a different time.
He don't cast. Last. Everybody go shop breakfast. He don't cast. Last. Everybody go shop breakfast.
Last. Day 1, day 2. Looking at the counter more. There will be more. And like I said, let's call that the first part of this conversation, okay? Because we're going to go to the tribunal now. Tifnumbu's drug conviction case in America is the first witness Peter will be called out of all the witnesses he promised to call. 50 witnesses. And the evidence, the court documents, and everything that has to do with Tifnumbu's conviction in the US, the forfeiture, have been admitted by the courts in evidence. I will tell you what I feel about that today, and then what the report says from that place too. Then we'll go to the next one. And if time allows, then we'll take calls. Do you mind using your break if you haven't really paid your offering? Paying your offering means liking the broadcast, okay? So if you haven't done that, I think you should. Let's take a little break. Just a minute or two. Thank you. I want to go to that court first, say a few things on that, and then go to the next one and go to the next one. You know, after all of this, right? Everybody go still get served, like I said. But some are being served sharp. I'll tell you what happened in the court so that I can go further. It's so important that I don't miss that, okay? So in the court today, the tribunal, according to the, should you call it a text, the text report of what happened, the conversation and all that in the court. So let me give you the summary. Peter Obi and Ahmed Dati and other Labour Party guys were in court, which will mark as day one. And from the record, they said the entire case is in Peter Obi's name, not in Labour Party's name, which means he is the only one who can authorize the withdrawal of his case. Therefore, the role of Apapa in trying to distract and all of that seems to have been sort of curtailed. Another court has granted Abure a perpetual kind of order that Apapa should never parade himself as either factional or acting or chairman of Labour Party. So it seems all kind of cleared at this point. And in their day one, their first case, the first case they presented, I'm sorry, the first witness they present happened to be a lawyer from Anambra, a voter too, who is the star, no, not star witness, it's not the star witness they said anyway, because at a point, APC, Egbekegbe's lawyer said, is he your star witness? No, he's a moon witness, which means he's not the biggest witness we have, but we are opening our case with that. And it has to do with the $460,000 US, criminal forfeiture, but they call it civil forfeiture in America. So the defense of Angon, the petition was that Tinubu was an ex-convict for drug dealing, and with all the court documents that back that his involvement, is not qualified to be running for the position of president of Nigeria. Somebody is now staying as the witness, presenting that evidence, and it was quite interesting. So I don't want to bore you with the back and forth lawyers cross-examination and all that. But there are particular interesting parts, or should I say there is particular interesting parts when the entire witness and his own case or so was being kind of downplayed by the APC, Tinubu's lawyers, right? That caught the attention of the judge in there and said that, why are you laughing? You get what I mean? Like, why are you laughing? Is what he said funny? Or is what is going on here funny to you? And he apologized and they moved on. And that was when he came back with. But the case of drug trafficking that Peter Obi is talking about is a civil case. It's not a criminal case. That is why. It's called civil. And he was like, no. It's called civil forfeiture. And civil forfeiture in this regard is to avoid jail. If you don't want to go to jail, you part with this money. And according to the American law at the time, I don't know if it's still the same, right? The law says any proceed of crime that will be forfeited by court must not be above $500,000 US. So that was what brought about the deal. It was meant to go to jail. It wasn't in the US, it was in Nigeria. All his other associates were picked up and they went to jail. But APC, Egbekegbe wanted to push civil in it. Like it's civil, it's not criminal. Heroin trafficking is criminal. What's criminal is criminal and will always be criminal. Do you get that? And I think that was when the judge was like, what's funny? Why are you laughing? Like, is that funny? Is that what he said funny to Tinubu's lawyer? However, what do you call it? I think that does it for today when the case got adjourned again. And remember, they said they are going to be sitting every day. So tomorrow is another day. But outside the court, there were some dramas that I think we can't miss. I'll show you. The first one, especially from this comrade from Niger Delta, a Niger Delta soldier, to stand and make sure nobody stop Tinubu's inauguration. I don't know if he's stranded in Abuja right now, because they say you went to Abuja with 10,000 naira transportation, and you are now leaving Abuja to get your mandate. When you now left, to leave Abuja now, it will cost you 40,000 naira back to where you come from. Money we then promise you or pay you. You don't even cover your transportation to and fro. Talk less of spending a whole week in Abuja for somebody who didn't probably think of the ripple effects of what is said at the event you are ready to die for. Look at this guy.
And we saw the brothers of Nigeria and we are here to dance and jubilate, to make sure that Tinubu is in seat. We've been here for more than 1 week. We are from the Greeks. We are called the Niger Delta soldiers. We are never afraid. If we see the truth, we talk the truth. We are not thieves. We are not thugs. Our minimum wage is 150,000. We are not thieves. We can't steal. We can't cause trouble here. We are for peace. This peace is for Nigeria to have peace. Through the Niger Delta soldiers from the Greeks.
Together. Anyway, 50,000 naira minimum wage. You know those ones that they call the repentant militants. The Yaradua was paying. Yeah, that's how they kept peace in Niger Delta. They are paying people, but Akpabiole came and he looted 11 trillion. 11 trillion naira was what Akpabiole looted through the NDDC. Remember that it's okay, it's okay. Honorable Minister, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay. Remember that video? It was because of NDDC. Money for those boys. Unfortunately, it is what Nigeria is. But inside the court where they saw Obi and his vice, yeah, I think I have a clip of that. Might check here. Dati also appeared on the day one of when they opened their case. Briefly.
Your children are happy that you are in high spirits. You're happy that you are in high spirits. As you can see, I was very high. High spirits. Yes.
And this is my first time. I hope we didn't find the court. I hope we didn't find it boring. Before now, we were challenging candidates. Yes. Now we are challenging the sitting president. Yes. So for us, it will be switcher. For them, the ball will be greater. Yes. And for Nigeria, the change will be stronger.
This is our elephant, our lions. You know, this party has two heavy lions. The tigers, the lions. Guys, don't be scared. We are all in high spirits, as you can see. Everybody is happy. We're in high spirits. Initially, we were challenging a candidate. Now we are challenging a sitting president. No going back, guys. No going back, guys. Victoria Asata. Isoleto, E-Africa.
Isoleto, E-Africa. All those alutatin, eh? Hey. Okay. Now, there are those who got served generally. Now, let me tell you something, how the shege is being served. And don't get carried away. Don't get involved in their fights. I kind of love to advise people not to get involved or have any dog in their fight. But a lot of you can't. It's difficult, isn't it? But all of us are going to be served, okay? However, we are going to be served differently. For those who are, the majority that are being served through the policies that are going to ruin businesses, ruin jobs, and all that, the criminals who brought in criminals themselves are not going to find it easy. See, if there is any politician you don't want to be right now, trust me, his name is Gandola, the Babariga Mobile Banking CEO of Kano. Bank it liquidate you. Gandola ti de ure jele aguntan jeno. Sorry you don't understand Yoruba. It is also another analogy which I would spend all night to explain to you. So may I no repeat them. Just leave on like that. It simply means that Gandola can be considered as internally displaced politician right now. Like the one they will say, Ile ogba or no ogba ton shere ewe ara agba. Don't ask me for the meaning as well. It's kind of expressive. Homeless. Front is blocked. Back, na blade, na dagger, na ake and everything they carry. Where you want run go? Right now, there is a guy who is the governor of Kano State. His name is something Yusuf, but I kind of like to call him Gida Gida. He's the protege of Kwakwanso. Remember that Gandola was Kwakwanso's vice president. I don't know if all of you remember that anyway. Do you even remember that? Do you? Okay, no? Okay, well, fine. It was Kwakwanso's vice. And Kwakwanso's supporters in Kano, they are like Bokwari's supporters in Sambisa. Those ones that can kill anybody, like say you know be anything. So when the Gandola decided to revolt against Kwakwanso, everything that Kwakwanso did for his people back then were almost kind of destroyed. Not destroyed though. Were almost erased. That's the word. Erased. Schools shut because Kwakwanso built them. Clinics, hospitals, right? Shut down. Left to rot away because Kwakwanso built them. Then the ones that they didn't let to rot away, they sold them as scraps. Imagine you, governor, that awarded a building, a contract for a building, and the contract worth over 460 million naira. And you are talking about privatization, you sold it to your son for 10 million naira. No be for Kano supermarket, they're supposed to burn Gandola. Like, if to say at that time, we be say our forefathers, they say eye for an eye. Touch my eye, touch your eye. If Gandola, who has made life unbearable for so many there, what kind of daylight robbery is that? Almost $500 million property. You sold it to your son. You're not even like lands. You see school in Kano. Gandola don't sell the field. You know that football field that you always have that we call the assembly when we're in primary school back then. You know how they be now? You have school, you have playing ground, field, open field. Then you realize that they say all the back, now the school get all the land, then we are farming on them. Abi no be so? Gandola see, the school day, Gandola don't sell field in front of school. Now another people buy the land. Then they build shopping mall, school like this, shopping mall like this, because Gandola don't sell them. Hospitals, government landed properties, landy around government buildings. Gandola they cut and they sell. Which kind? These guys are so cold-hearted that the kind of robbery that they carry out in Nigeria, Baba, majority money. No joke. Death by hanging, like the judgment that came for that eating hotel. Is it called eating hotel in Ile-Ife? Are they doing? They don't sentence them to death by hanging. Two others. You remember that man who killed a young man that went to lodge in his hotel for money ritual? Was it last year or 2 years ago? I've not heard that in a long time, except when I was growing up and I used to kind of hear that in Yoruba movies. Ìdájọ́ mi rèé. Èyí ni ìdájọ́ mi. Ìwọ arákùnrin so and so. Mo dá ẹjọ́ ikú fún ẹ kó lọ yẹgi fún ẹ títí tí ẹ̀mí yóò fi bọ́ lára rẹ, which simply means in some of the Nollywood movies too. Here is my judgment. And you will hear that sound. Gang, 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 like somebody don't die already. You, Mr. Theophilus Agbabiaka, I hereby sentence you to death by hanging. You will shake until you are out of breath. Order. That's it. That's exactly what should have happened to all Nigeria politicians. You need to go and check. They are writing themselves huge, big checks in a country, the poverty capital of the world. They don't give a damn. Who cares? Unfortunately, Gandola that was everywhere with Tinubu, he be like saying no go get any federal support. You know why? Tinubu don't go make deal with Kwakwanso. Gandola is in Tribunal because he wanted to make somebody his own successor. It no work. They sweep him out. Now sweeping him out right now, they have naked him. Imagine Gandola and his wife. He said he called the guy who wanted to be who is the governor, who was governor-elect that time, and said, "Come, I dey go Abuja. You need to come and take over. I want to hand over." Say, "You the craze, you the mad. Come and take over. Where? Today Sunday. You be like say you the craze. I mean, you better wait till tomorrow morning before you go anywhere." He knew what he did. We ran away from Kano, left all the document transition, everything. He left everything inside Kano house. He left for Abuja. When they go to Abuja, he's no longer governor. Oh, sorry, he was the governor then, 28. Because I wanted to kind of figure out where he slept. Maybe in a hotel, or maybe the governor's lodge, Abuja. I don't know. But the way he appeared at Collusion inauguration, he looked kind of confused. Kilo Shelesi Gandola. What happened? Abisi, okay. Of Soludo, they wear red cap. And people will wear red cap, that they get special screening. Whether you be governor or anything, don't matter. Sure you get. But Gandola, Babariga Mobile Banking CEO of Kano. The same Gandola that we saw everywhere. Of course, he didn't deliver Kano, unfortunately. And I think that was where he lost his own ticket. Should I say his own meal ticket? Or sort of a coverage for him. Baba can't go Abuja, reach Abuja, dress fine. Wear Tinubu, that Tinubu cap, where they make from Sabongari in Kano. You go no say a special one. They can't look like say you get gold inside. I don't know. I say, don't come here. Are you mad? What? Sorry, who are you? It's me, Excellency Gandola. Say, no, go over there. There are seats. They make seats for everybody in that. If they can do this to Gandola, just watch out. Then they give them green card, red card, and other cards. Then give Gandola green card. Gandola believes say na state box ain't go sit down. We're president day. Now we be president men. Say pavilion A or pavilion B. Pavilion, not VIP, VVIP. Shade Gandola blind in it. He no see pavilion A, he no see pavilion B. He no see state box. Before in waka go state box, say it's me. And they're like, what card do you have? Green card. Who sent Gandola a green card instead of a gold card? Remember that Gandola was complaining in a leaked phone conversation not long ago, where he was worried that Tinubu met with Kwakwanso in Paris. And from what he heard, they've concluded everything about him is pretty much like of no use. Now, people would have to like kind of beg Tinubu to find them something. Please find them something, please. I take God beg you, sir, please, sir. The shame will be too much, sir. That kind of the thing, that's how they would have to arrange something for Gandola. Somebody maybe say they be kingmaker. They were everywhere. But it's too early. It is too early. Somebody said it's too early. Including this embarrassment. It is also too early. Abba. Just a few minutes. Lọ́jọ́ Monday. You did this to Gandola. And I think that is when the likes of Emefiole, ladies and gentlemen, Emefiole is either going to resign and say, I'm resigning so that Tinubu can announce another central bank governor tomorrow or before the end of this week. Sure you get. So they met today. And from what I heard, they said Buhari personally pleaded with Tinubu to please spare Emefiole, that everything Emefiole did, he authorized them, everything. Maybe whether Tinubu go do that or not, we don't know. Emefiole hasn't left Nigeria. He went into the asshole rock today to see Kolu. And from waiting me, 1, 2, 3, me, my 36, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, me. I don't know what that means, okay? You can say I'm touching my head. It simply means that in my mind, where I'm trying to calculate 1 or 2, Emefiole is gone. Though you would want him to anyway. But whatever happens, before the end of this week, it will become the regular rumor. He's going to retire on, he's going to go in June. He's going to go in the Kinecon. He's go soft landing, Neo. Sure you get. I just hope that the landing won't be a spring one. You know, if you want with a springboard, they say, yeah, land. Bah! And they will just bounce like, bah! Kuje! They will need somebody to use as a scapegoat for Buhari in order for Tinubu to try to want to buy goodwill from the people. They say, we told you, you go fight corruption. They've arrested Kinecon. They've shaken Kinecon. Yeah. Okay. Again, just watch. Right? Because this early moment today, now so we have breaking news. It's Kilo Day now. What's happening again? They say DSS versus EFCC. Kilo Day? Why? Are they not supposed to be expedite the court? You know what I mean? Like, we be same. What happened? Why would EFCC? We don't know. And DSS come up for their own office so for Ikoyo. Enter EFCC office so can't they arrest everybody? Kilo Day. The EFCC is in the wrong office. All this why they are not supposed to be in that place. But it concern DSS. DSS na estate agent for federal government. Day 2, I mean day 1. Anyway, that was a dream. Everybody they laugh, they catch cruise everywhere. Everybody was like, you know what I mean? Like, this is gonna be a long roller coaster of comedy. Or sad comedy. Because it's gonna be comedy that actually involves people's lives. And if people's lives matter to you, you won't just laugh. You look on DSS at EFCC. Which they combine together. Until this evening, when President Kolu had to say, DSS, please leave EFCC office. Let's settle the problem together. As your father, I call you. Oh yeah, stop fighting. Breaking news. So, can you even believe that? Breaking news. President Kolu said DSS should leave EFCC alone. In go settle their fights. Breaking news. Day 1. It's not funny. And that's why I keep my straight face. If I kind of find it funny, I'll be laughing with you. But think about what I just said. EFCC, DSS. Small time now, you go see police, they do frog jump. Because Jagabanami is offended Jagabanami. You go see. Jagabanami. You go see policemen, they do frog jump on the expressway. They say, God punish you. I love this Jagabanami. Beat him. Beat him. That's what they do. Police, thank you, Jagabanami. Oh yeah, you go see drama. That's exactly something you don't want to see. And that's why it's funny to you, right? I know even when you see it, you will laugh too. Make video. Must see how that is as Agbero slap police. Oh, Baba, I shake. Now me the pay for body. Oh, now police they slap for us. No, I couldn't keep it together for too long. I can't pretend anymore. I'm like busting inside because I'm just imagining it in my head. Like, imagine you telling me that, Baba, Omo, when I go slap police, now me the pay for body. Now you then slap, say no be me, oh, Baba. Now fear cash me. Oh. Nigeria, I'm gonna. Because situation is going to get into head. When things begin to touch everybody, you go say when situation pass that you should cry, you just laugh and say, man, wow. You know. And I think that's one reality that Buhari is also going to come to, because when he go to Daura, see how they welcome them. And some people are saying that, man, this country, you don't know what to then do. For Daura, they say him be king, Gabi. See the rousing welcome. Everywhere, see. After the reggae, play the blues. After the noise, comes the reality. King Buhari that got to his house. Have you seen him in his house? By the way, have you? Have you seen Buhari after this whole, He did Daura. No wonder he said he was going to move to Kaduna or Niger Republic. Omo. If you like, go Shanghai, wherever you want. Because you will never escape what you have done. Trust me. And you know one thing about life is this. They say life is a teacher. The more you live, the more you learn. Men of yesterday, they will have their tails behind their balls. Yeah? It's just going to start happening soon. Hey, all of you, where I told you, who knew the atrocities were wicked committed. All of you who have kept track of all the atrocities of Malamu and the rest of all those murderous people who used Buhari's government to commit crimes against humanity. This is the time to start putting all the petitions together. This is time to begin to start tracking them. Here you get, before they begin to whitewash themselves here and there, we will track them down, we will report them, and wherever they are seen, outside Nigeria, serve them the dosage of their own shege. Report them and report the crimes they have committed. Get them arrested. Maiyegun, it's not. What do you mean it's not possible? I said there are people who are already putting all these fights together. A lot of them will never get any support from Tinubu. In fact, Tinubu will likely want them gone. And it's now up to all of us. So, here you get. Buhari, they complain about the AC in his house. Really. Now, outside they talk Abina Fufude. It doesn't even matter. Even when he's speaking English, you still need an interpreter, won't you?
Alhamdulillah. Wannan sai daɗi. Wannan abin daɗi ne. Wannan abin daɗi ne. Abin daɗi. To baba.
They don't see it. What happened to the where? They will put in another air condition. And good luck with that. There is, like I said today, happened to be the Biafra, the Memorial Day or you can call it a Remembrance Day for the Biafrans that were, killed during the program, the genocide of 1967 to 1970. Nigeria never took responsibility. Therefore, therefore, that is the reason why they would not want to discuss the Nigerian genocidal war called the Biafra War, Nigeria Biafra War, right? So today mark the, over 5 decades now that this incident happened, which means 53 years ago. So 53 years ago, and today they were remembered all over the world. So in Scotland, we are got invited, right? And I saw a lot of amazing people. Some of them are watching me right now. I'm so sorry that I just had to greet everybody, take pictures and all that. We didn't have a chance of having so much, introduction and all that. You know me, and I only know quite a few of you, which I have met on different ground of either protest or rally, solidarity, what have you, here in Scotland, even in England, in London, several times. But there was something that I actually felt today. It was like the love. You could feel it. People, embrace one another in a way that makes everybody feels like we are just like brothers, sisters. And it's I don't know how to, all these people will get fancy words to describe how love, how to describe love, affection, and then expect and all that stuff. I don't know. I need to improve my oratory skill. But all I want to say is that I am so happy to be part of that today in showing to the world that those Nigeria killed are not forgotten. And those that are currently paying the price 53 years after are also not alone, right? Nnamdi Kanu, in the procession, people kept reminding the whole world that an innocent man is still locked up. Even when their court says he is innocent and he should be let go, your court said that. And by law, even if you don't like him, the ideal thing is to compel the government of Nigeria to let him go. If all their evidences couldn't convict him, even if their own court says let him go, and they are holding him. So, and it could be anybody. It could be any one of us. It could be any of us. And it may not even be about, I want to break up, or it may be about anything. All they need is to have something to hold you for, and they'll take away your liberty. And that should be unacceptable, if you ask me. Well, it's unacceptable to any. So one thing I didn't add, because they had so many program engagement for the day, I only participated in one. They had about 4 different programs, which if I'm so impressed, if you see the turnout, I'm sorry I didn't make videos, because I just wanted to make it like, an invite not about myself, where I will be carrying camera, I'll be recording. I say, who is that? That's Maiyegun, recording for his channel. No, I went there to honor and respect the memory of, the Biafra program, right? But the only thing I didn't add because of time, and I'm adding that on this program tonight, and it is an appeal too. You see, Buhari hated the Igbos so much that he did so much to get the Nigerian army to crush them, destroy their economy, burn their homes and villages and all that, all because he wanted to take a revenge that nobody knows why. So he wanted to keep Nnamdi Kanu as a trophy. Abi, they celebrated. They even had to broadcast the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu in Hausa to the Hausa audience to celebrate the achievement. So if I have an appeal to make to the criminals currently in charge of Nigeria, it's going to be, I would advise you don't inherit Buhari's enemies. And what do I mean by that? Buhari made the Igbos his enemies. And for the Igbos who are ready to kiss his rotten ass, they will be spared. It's like a mark of David, a mark of what on them. When I get to your house and I see the mark, I will pass you. That is what Buhari offered the Igbos who were ready to help him advance his evil whatever agenda in Igbo land. He did that for 8 years. Thousands of young and old Igbos were slaughtered and killed. A crime, yeah? So he did all of this for God knows what is the end goal. Now, when he lost in all of this, he became ashamed to let Nnamdi Kanu go and return him back to Kenya, where they kidnapped him, where your court said he should be returned to since September 2022. Remember that, they give you the date, September 2022. When Nigeria court said, they didn't say let him go, like they said return him back to Kenya, where you kidnapped him. And maybe if you do the right thing there, you can then bring him back here. We can then try him. If you can't do that, there's no court that can try Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria. So the appeal to Tinubu is this: don't inherit Buhari's enemy. Don't inherit Buhari's enemies. Try and make, well, you've made enough enemies for yourself, and you're going to make more. Don't let the Biafrans, the Igbos, the hatred for them that Buhari managed to institutionalize in Nigeria, don't inherit his enemies. I won't say more than that. Apart from that, after that, I will continue to encourage all of you to stay united. Stay united, stay stronger, keep your voice high, right? Even if it's going to remain just one person, just make sure that that voice never, doesn't die. And with what I saw today, it is a matter of time. Trust me, it's a matter of time. And thank you. What I'm going to say next is that I kind of have some clip, but it won't really matter anymore because we have come to the part where I can take few calls, okay? But I can also kind of end the program anytime. So what we're going to do first is, if you are still here with me, you can still like this program, okay? Like this broadcast. Share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to take a break, okay? And that break, when I get back, I will take calls, and that could be your chance of contributing tonight as well. So don't go anywhere. I will be right back.
Continue. 70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you? Continue. 70 years old man.
There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so sorry I didn't put on the phone. And when I came back from making my tea, I discovered that it was off. So you probably have been calling and it seems to be ringing, but it's not getting here. So thank you so much. If you are still there watching, especially on YouTube, I implore you to kind of still like the broadcast. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so the phone or the line is loading up, so I'm going to give it a few seconds, okay, for it to pop up, and you will be able to get your call through. Thank you so much to every one of you who has been part of this tonight, I would say, and most importantly to the Biafrans in Edinburgh today. The turnout was very impressive, and no matter what anybody says, your spirit is refreshing and so encouraging. And I kind of, love that. I love it. I'll take maybe 2-3 calls, okay? And then we'll call it a night. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun, the general, sir. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Baba.
How's the family? I'm good. Are you?
I'm very well. Oh, thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all this. There's something when I think about it, I'm just laughing when Buhari said he left Nigeria better than the way he met it.
Yes.
Most is debating is this man okay or is it all right? How is it that he said he left Nigeria better than the way he met it? Then I started thinking, I said, Buhari might be right. Because Buhari is not talking about Nigeria. Buhari is talking about himself. Because Buhari is using himself to give example of Nigeria, that because the way Buhari was is far much better now than the way it used to be. So that's what, since he is okay, Nigeria is okay. So that's how I classify it. It's not maybe what Nigerians are going through. It's what he is going through is using to classify Nigeria. I don't know if you get what I'm explaining.
I mean, it's using this because it seems that his own life, his health, his families, and every other other person around him, their life improved in 8 years, not the lives of Nigerians. Yes. I get it, and it's not using that to say Nigeria is better, unfortunately.
Yes. Too bad. I'm happy that things is going like this, and the first day of the court, which is today, things is also going fine. So let us keep our hands crossed that things will continue like that, that the judges will stand tall this time around.
Thanks a lot, my brother. Ma, take another one so that we can make it a cha-cha-cha before we call it tonight. I know so many of you will be like, no, they deserve it and all that, but you know what? I'm just going to let you do your thing. Hello there. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mr. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir? This is Mr. Sam from Boston.
How you doing,
Boston,
Phil? I'm very well, by the way. Thanks for asking.
All right. I've been following you for like 7-8 years now. I'm a first-time caller.
Bless you, Phil. It's good to hear from you. And thanks.
All right, sir. I was like, let me just make a little contribution. I know that many people that want to say something. So, what I want to say, sir, is in respect to the guy that called the other time, the Ahmed guy. You could hear from his voice that he was so scared. Nigerians are so traumatized. What is happening in Nigeria right now is that these guys that are ruling us, it's a global thing. They are Luciferians, man. They don't have no religion. They have their demon gods that they worship. Those guys are Luciferians. So they pull a kind of what they call a psy-ops for Nigerians. Nigerians are so traumatized. And their power comes from our division. The more divided, it's a kind of a compass to divide and a square. They're using Masonic tools, man. They use the compass to divide us and the square to rule us. So it's things in the making. You know, they got it from the British guys. They taught them how to traumatize people. For the Igbos are like what you would call prisoners of war. You know, after they are the vanquished. So you know, when you conquer people, they become like the second class citizens. That's why they will never be accepted.
Their full citizenship or so.
The citizenship is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And Nigeria is a construct. It's a kind of what would I call a Western what you call a ghetto. It's a kind of ghetto nation. So that's how it's like a project. You know, the Nigeria is a business, it's not a country. It's working well in the sense that the guys that the owners of Nigeria, they are benefiting. Buhari, he said when he was talking, they do this double talk. Luciferians do the double talk. So when Buhari was talking, he wasn't talking to us. He was talking to his members too. He said, I did well, and he was talking about all those things. Yes. So he was talking to them, not just us. You know, when a Luciferian speaks, he speaks double talk. They have the overt, and the covert. So you as for the initiate, they call us the profane. We that are not members, we don't. They speak double talk. So the people that are members, they understand what Buhari did well for his people. He made Nigeria he made us more divided. The more divided we are, the more fearful we are, the more power they have over us. It's a global thing. I don't expect everybody to understand what I'm saying. It's about consciousness. A lot of people are not.
The confusion is how it's so perfectly with Nigeria enough for them to. That's actually the unbelievable part. Like this is so real that they can't fathom it. Like take it and say, "Oh my God, that's how they have been ruling also." Because it suits perfectly with that of
the thing is.
Everyone is
yes,
scared.
So, Mr. Maiyegun, I have a.
Go on. Sorry.
Yes, it's programming. What you do is what the Fulani is doing. They call it the Hegelian dialectic. So in the Hegelian dialectic, there was a guy, a kind of psychologist dude back in the days. He was a very intelligent guy. So what they do is I'll create a problem. Let's say I'm the one that is pulling up the Hegelian dialectic. I'll create a problem and offer you the solution. Basically, I'll give you a poison and I have the antidote already. But I'll tell you, okay, man, I'll poison your ass. Then I'll tell you, okay, do this for me. Then I'll give you the antidote. So that's what the Fulani is doing. The Fulani, they are aligned with anybody. The Fulani, they're going to rule. They want to take over Nigeria. It's part of the global, whatever. There's a deal that they struck with the British guys. Fulani wants to take over Nigeria. So they are aligned with anybody that suits their purpose. You understand? They run to the Yorubas. Yeah, they run to Yorubas. Use the Yorubas against the Igbos. When the Yorubas are, yes, convenient. Igbos and use them against, yeah. At the end of the day, you know, they're gonna subjugate everybody. Nobody's gonna be spread. The West is not gonna be spread. The South. At the end of the day, everybody is gonna be. That's what they're doing. So it's a Hegelian dialectic. They're putting a lot of CIA ops on us. So it's going to take a lot for Nigerians to break free.
To a very different, dimension, and I love it.
Yes.
And a lot of people are possibly thinking, nodding their head in front of their TV right now. Trust me.
Yes, sir. The deeper is there.
Sorry.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Mr. Maiyegun. I said it's deeper. Maybe some other time when I call, we'll talk more about it. So, Mr. Maiyegun, thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thanks so much.
God bless you. All right. Thank you, sir. Till then. Bye.
Thanks a lot for your time. I can see you are also a very busy person, possibly on the road.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hey, hello there.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for attending the Biafra thing today. It's another evil lady speaking. Yeah, another evil lady speaking. Thank you so much for, being on our side. We're also on your side, on the Biafra side. Me, I don't have much to say. I'm tired of Nigeria. I just called to tell you that you look very sharp on your suit. So keep doing what you're doing. You look really sharp.
Some people say that I looked like I was gonna get married. And I said, well, it's
if you
good
get out,
because,
I beg.
you know what I mean? It's the only suit I have, gray. And if people say it looks nice on me, then I'm going to keep it safe so that at least I'm not going to ruin it. So thank you.
I think you look superb. You look dapper. That's what I wanted to tell you today.
Bless you, my sister.
Thank
and
you.
You stay safe, all right? Nice one, ma'am.
All
so
right.
I will take another call here. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening. This is Victor. I'm calling from Kent. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm okay. How's the family?
Well, we are fine, and thanks for asking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to make it brief tonight as well, Maiyegun.
Okay.
I think what watching the whole thing, and I can say that, you know, we've got a leader now, whether it's elected or elected, that's another question.
Yes.
And he just says things. Actually, he's hungry to get there, and he doesn't care, you know, how he gets there. And that's why all this thing has been planned years ago, putting people in different positions so that they will be loyal to him to get to where he wants to get. And whether it's the capable hand or not is another thing. Because Nigeria has never been so lucky to have a capable leader.
No.
We have people that are hungry to get there, not to deliver. And for me, it's very concerning. And people are saying moving on. I mean, the definition of moving on, I don't know. How can you move on when there's no fairness, when there's no equity, and when there's no sense of belongingness? If you don't want a particular person,
move on. You know what you just said now reminds me of this lady. If you don't mind, I'll share this with you. She was talking about their experience from Plateau and why they believe that they stood against APC because nobody really cares about them. How do you move on from something like this? Hang on there, don't go anywhere, sir.
I'm here all the way from Jos to Abuja. Why am I here? I'm here because my future is at stake. That of my children is at stake. INEC, you told us, get your PVC, go and vote. We will ensure that whatever you vote for is what you will get. And out of nowhere, somebody with dual citizenship, somebody that we don't even trust his identity, you cannot even trace his root and everything, and to make it worse, for heaven's sake, this man is sick. This is an old man. He's not just physically sick, he's mentally sick. Tinubu is not fit to be my president. Yes, I stand to say it. He is not fit to be my president because Tinubu is a drug baron. He's a drug lord. I did not find him guilty of that. The court in US found him guilty and he was charged to court for that. So why would Nigeria now inaugurate a drug baron? What exactly do we want to tell our children? That, okay, it is normal, it is legal for us to go into drugs. Then if that be the case, Nigeria should legalize drugs. They should allow us to start selling it. Probably this level of poverty will go down. We're suffering. Do you know why I'm even here? I'm angered because my people are being killed in Jos. Nobody said anything about it. As it is now in Mangu, a lot, when I mean hundreds of people have fled from their communities. Their farmlands destroyed, their houses destroyed, even the farm produce that they cultivated last year has been destroyed. And then you want me to just sit down and agree? Haba, if at all we voted for Tinubu, fine, but we didn't vote for him. No wonder he said it, that power, you will snatch it, you will run away with it. I will see how far. Nigerians will see how far they will run away with this power. I'm sure of one thing, God rules in the affairs of men, and God is in the affair of this country. Things must definitely get better. We want our mandate back. We want Peter Obi back. That is who we voted for.
You there, sir?
Yes, I am. And I can hear that.
So how do you move on from that when you experience that every day of your life for 8 years, and here is a sign that there is no end in sight? How do you move on from that?
I think Nigeria has been, they've been battered and bruised. That when somebody cheats you and oppress you, they will tell you, that's it, take it, move on. You can't do anything. So that's the level we are at the moment. And there's no rule of law because these people make the law. They don't obey their law, but they want the citizens to obey the law. So the law is not for them. All these things, go to court, all these things that is happening, they know it will get to a point. They will sit them behind the table and say, guys, you don't want this country to, we just need to, sort this out and everyone move on. And that is the problem. We're just going round in circle, because we fail to address the point, which is equity, fair play, and justice. If your son is guilty, let him be tried. Let him face the consequence. But no, it's not happening because we're in charge. So he can't face it. So that's the point. So they ask him, go to court. And then you go to court and say, oh, this country will go upside down. So, no, we don't need to do anything. Let's just move on. Wait for another 4 years.
It's not even 4 years. Yeah. They are telling them to wait for another 8 years. Before, now Tinubu will finish his 8 years. Another person will now do it. Let's move on. Like, do they even understand what that gamble is?
Yes. And they are playing with the life of millions of people. And the situation is, if it doesn't happen to me, it doesn't exist.
That's right. That's
okay. Petrol can be any price. We can get in black market. I can get my car moving. It doesn't happen to me. So that does not erase the problem that people are facing. And people have moved now to Abuja. It's off, you see them rejoicing and dancing and doing everything. I thought, oh my God, Nigeria is getting better, isn't it?
It is.
But the reality on ground is hitting them, and everyone is smiling. So I pray, for me, it's just like opera. We're watching every single day is something new. It's something funny. It's something stupid, and people are rejoicing and going around. Thank you, Maiyegun, doing the great work. You're marvelous,
Thank you so much. I like that. You guys makes it more interesting when you had your own side comments. They make the program more interesting. Hello there, sir.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
It's Austin from Germany, Maiyegun.
How you doing, Austin?
What? I'm okay. I'm really happy that you attended the iPod.
I'm really happy because you put myself. See, something. I'm saying this publicly, right? And I'm glad I was able to let out what I actually wanted to say that I missed out there, right? Till I got home, I kept telling myself that, damn it, I just wasted that I didn't even talk more about the detention of Nnamdi Kanu and help join the voice and all that. And my mind was like, oh, damn it, I didn't. Oh, I didn't. I'm glad I did just tonight. All I wanted to say that I missed there was that Tinubu don't inherit Buhari's enemy. I missed that. But I'm glad that a lot of you appreciated that I went. I feel you
did very well. You did very well. A lot of the new people that start knowing you don't really know you very well. I have known you for a long time. You have been consistent.
Thank you.
One of my brothers talked to you, I think last 2 or 3 days ago, he told you how consistent you are. And I said, this guy really knows you because you have been consistent for all this while. So I said, may God really bless you and grant you the strength to continue doing what you are doing. So that's number one. Number two, what I'm trying to say is that, like I told you one second time when I called, I said that I hate people. What is happening to Nigeria will never do. We are just wasting time. I am telling you honestly. Everyone in Nigeria knows. The only thing is that they are just trying to build on top of what has already been destroyed. That is the issue of Nigeria. Nigeria is fucked up. Nigeria is built in a faulty foundation. Remember, Nigeria wasn't a country before. Nigeria was a company. Royal Niger Company.
That's right.
That was Nigeria before. The reason why Nigeria is working today for the British, for the Fulanis, is because of the oil in the south. Remove the oil, there will be no Nigeria. I'm telling you honestly. The reason why they are doing all these things.
A lot of people believe that there is no longer oil. But it seems there's no longer oil anymore anyway, because nobody is benefiting from it anymore except those few people or maybe them, once they are no longer benefiting, everybody will go their ways.
Yeah. So the issue, if we keep on massaging Nigeria and saying it will get better if we do this, there is no magic you can do about Nigeria. I am telling you. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu was once in Nigeria before. He protested for Nigeria before. But when he looked at this issue, he said, my God, we can't help Nigeria. We can't help Nigeria. Nigeria cannot be helped.
How many lives would we have to feed?
How many lives do
we have to feed this monster before Nigeria will be better? Nobody knows.
How many
lives would we have to feed?
Nigeria can never. If anyone is telling you, if we do this, if we contribute this, they're on the ground. Just check the charade they conducted this time around. They said, get the PVC. People got their people went to register for PVC. They start, first of all, throwing away the PVC. When they noticed that a lot of people got the PVC, they threw away the PVC. They found PVC in the bush.
It's okay.
And nobody asked INEC, where is the PVC? Nobody asked them. Then after that, people came out to vote massively. They didn't respect what they said. They just called the election, the result by 4 o'clock in the morning and say, go to court. Nobody respected it. And when you come to court, how do you want to balance the court? The court that proclaimed Opus Dei the fourth to be the winner of election, governor of Imo State. Is that the court you are going there? And what do you think that the court is going to do? Don't worry, you will see. You will see magic very soon.
It's just
like Ahmed.
Go on, Austin.
Yeah, like Ahmed that called you, like Ahmed that called you last time and said, do you expect Tinubu to begin to spend all this money and do this and that because we proclaim him?
No, he actually said, see, Austin, he said, do you expect the courts to tell Tinubu that he's no longer president after moving into the villa 6 months after his family, his friend, everybody? And will now say he should leave. There will be a problem now. So to avoid all of that, they should just let him complete his.
That day I was boiling. I was just calling to tell him to shut the fuck up. I'm sorry that I used that word. I'm telling you, because we have already modernized and accepted failure. So someone will come and rape my child, and I will accept it and tell him, okay, for us not to have problem, let it do that way. Is that what you want to tell me? This is the mindset of many of Nigerians. So that's why I said Nigerians can never be one. Even when we like, we can pretend, we can do, we can talk, we can do anything we want to do. There is nothing will make Nigeria to work. Nothing. I said it. You will remember my word. You will remember my word. Let God will spare us alive. We will be alive. In the next 10, 15 years, the same thing will still be remaining, keeping on standing on our heads.
Imagine you, Austin.
In every day.
Imagine, in 15 years' time, add 15 years to your age, right? And there you are. Us talking about
I will be
Nigeria
15
can
years
never be better said. In 15 years' time, who is going to wait till that time and sacrifice all of that?
So Nigeria can never work. It can't. This is a waste of time. When people come out and tell me,
Austin, when I was a boy, I kind of used to hear the adults saying, this country is, this country is finished. This country can never be better again. I was a little boy. I'm a man now. My kids are in the, I've got teenage kids. Baba, and I'm saying that Nigeria cannot be better. So if you had another 15 years, my children would have married by then. At least one or two of my kids would have married by then. In 15 years' time.
Definitely.
So they will tell their own children, Nigeria can never.
I have said it so many times. If you have a child, and Nigeria will be 63 years of independence. If you have a child that is 63 years and you are still giving him food, are you going to be proud of that, your child? You can't be proud of that, your child. This is the problem, Nigeria. We Nigerians, we are afraid to move to new things, to try new things. We have tried all we can. It makes me feel so sad when people come out and say we are so much good in staying, all of us staying together. It is very nice. It is our strength to be together. Who said so? How many are Malta? Malta, they are less than 500,000. Igbos are more than 40 million. The Yorubas are almost 70 million, if I'm not mistaken. Then why are you afraid of dividing yourself? Fulanis, if I'm not mistaken, they're less than 10 million. Fulanis. So why are we so much good in saying we want to stay together, we want to stay together? We can't stay together. You want to stay together with somebody that values power more than you. Look at what Buhari is saying. Look at what Buhari is saying. That he made Nigeria this, he made Nigeria that. How can you like what my brother said now? He said this is how to control the mind. The people that he made Nigeria better for, they understand it, and that's the truth. Put confusion in the camp of the other ones, and you are okay. They will be struggling. You people look like you are okay. Nigeria, let me say, I will keep on saying this as many as I could. Anyone that believes Nigeria will function, like that person should go and shake his brain very well. Go and take your brain very well, because I don't see Nigeria functioning. You might be thinking he's talking, yeah.
Thank you so much.
You might be thinking he's talking blah blah blah. Anyway.
Okay, take just one more so that we can call it a night. Thank you so much, and I hope
thank you, my dear.
Next time. Bye-bye. You have a good one.
Thank you.
Now, this is going to be my last caller on the line, and then I hope we'll make it count before we go. I know we are not going to do 3 hours. Sorry. Hello there.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. Brother, how are you?
So, how are you?
Kedu.
Adam.
Bless you. Very well, oh. Thanks for asking. And how are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Just took it easy, went to New York City, chilled a little bit, came back.
Right.
Just taking it easy.
What was that for? A vacation, a breakaway, or a weekend getaway, or what was that?
No, just a little getaway, just to clear the mind. And, today's the 30th. We're celebrating, our warriors that kept us alive from the 1967 to 1970 genocide. Yeah, and I really appreciate you for attending the ceremony. Much respect to you.
Well,
God bless
to
you
those
for
who
that.
invited me. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it from every bit of it. I wish I could stay longer, but how was it in New York? Where it happened? Did you attend one yourself?
I couldn't make it to the one that was in New York, honestly. I was on another side, so
I can imagine.
It's in my heart. I am celebrating it at home, so I'm a Biafran to the core.
What I told the Biafrans I met today? I said there is a tradition that they are all carrying, and I so much kind of love it. I respect it, and that tradition is that even if Nigeria continue to deny or trying to live in denial of what they did, by burying the whole thing in the history, right? The Biafra lives in the heart of a lot of you, and it seems to be what you are passing from one generation to another. And I told them there today, I said, you see, all this gathering of all of us coming together like this to remember them in solidarity, right? Most of it actually lives in our hearts. Because if we ask the majority of you who came out here today, what you have to give up to be here, right? Definitely is because this thing is in your heart, and you carry it everywhere you go. And every chance you have, you will do. You will meet with your brothers and sisters. So it's not always just if you're going to make it out there. You can always show and respect that day. You know what I mean?
We can never forget it. This is part of us. It's ingrained in us. This is our history. This is our story that we have to talk about and spread and let the world know what was done to us. If they want to ignore it, we're not going to ignore it. We're going to continue to push it. Just like you see these Jews, the Holocaust, what happened to them. Till today, they never stop talking about it, which is good, because in order for you to build a better future, you need to know your history.
That's right.
So Nigeria tries to do a good job of blocking it and covering it up. So we won't know our history. That's why nothing works over there.
I know.
Nigeria can never be fixed, and it will never be fixed because it is on stage 4 cancer. Everything about it is just diseased. For those that are always praying, let's do for a better Nigeria, you're putting a curse, you're praying for a curse on yourself. That's what it is.
They didn't know.
But But Maiyegun, I just want to just put my 2 cents in. I want to hold up. I know many people are calling in. I just want to say salute to you for everything you're doing. Keep up the good work.
I will.
Never deviate. I know that you'll never deviate. No matter how much billions they try to offer you, you're going to be...
Baba, I have it all, right? I am so rich.
Yes.
And you, the people, are my, you are my, what do you call it? My wealth, so to say. So if anybody's kind of looking at me and valuing me in the, what do you call it, the value of Naira, right? They are valuing the wrong person. So, you can have your mind at rest. If there is no other voice again that actually speaks its truth, no matter whose ox is God, right? You will get to know that it will only be if there are no many left. So you can count on that.
Yeah, one more thing. To the Nigerians, you already seen what happened. They said that for the fuel subsidy, and then now they reneged on it. This is just a prelude to what's coming for them. Oh man, you can already smell it from a mile away. What's about to come, and everyone is going to wake up by force, and this revolution is going to kick off very, very soon, Maiyegun.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I have this person who has been like trying to get in. I'm not stuck in between. Should I just because I remember last night they were like almost trying to get in too. But I think I'm just going to stick to what my mind says I should do, which is call it a night. I know we still have about 30 minutes we should have spent. I know that. But you know what? Count this evening as one of those evenings that we would have loved it to last longer because it is so good. But whatever is so good, sometimes I have to come to an end. And that's exactly what this is tonight. So thank you for spending your evening with me. Now I can go and take all this off and look normal. And thanks so much for inviting me today to the Hero Remembrance Day for the Biafrans who died during the Biafra Nigeria civil war or genocide, as I kind of love to call it. As for those of you who have been battling with the crisis of, what do you call it, fuel increase and all that, I don't have any word for you than to brace up. Collusion said he's only joking. But now you go tell tomorrow and you are welcome. Okay? I will see you some other time. Everyone. So remember, don't leave without, dropping your offering. That is like the broadcast. Next time I see you, it's going to be about a new topic. And good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary láyé bí nàmbà wá. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́. gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one. àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. àyè. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n ní ràn.